Everybody, everywhere in the country, talked about him the same way. Jean Beliveau has class. He was my first roommate with the Canadiens, yet Jean's greatest achievement may have been that he was a very nice man. Qu'il fut un gentilhomme exemplaire.
He was an exemplary gentleman.
This is not a time to say goodbye. This is a time to say thank you. Merci.
Over the years, Jean was my godfather in several occasions. Time flies so fast. It's been 51 years, Jean, that you've been my friend and my captain and the idol of a whole nation. Jean, we feel a great void in our heart, and to remember with you, we will never forget this rose that I'm wearing today, Jean. I will keep it forever, for the rest of my life, to remember you, my captain.
But if I may, it's a pleasure to be here to introduce one of the greatest opponents I've ever faced. A real gentleman. You say louder, it should be real loud. His name is Jean Beliveau. I always said I wanted to look that good, have more hair, but in all, it's a gentleman. I really, truly thought it was an exception. I was very happy that up in Quebec City, they brought this young man. I had a chance to meet him before he became one of the big ones here in the city, and I just thought in my own right, if he could only get there as soon as I could extend my career so I could play against him. But the young man, Jean Beliveau, is one of the nicest men I've ever met, and he certainly deserves everything you folks have for him. Thank you very much.
He is remembered as the captain who made greatness look calm. Tall, strong, and smooth on his edges, he could protect the puck, slow the game down, then strike with a quick wrist shot or a simple, perfect pass. In the hard areas, he stayed composed, and that composure spread through the whole bench. Teammates and opponents described the same feeling. When he was on the ice, the game tilted. If you value the research and rare material behind this video, please like and subscribe so it reaches more hockey history fans. Thank you.
Hello, Canada, and hockey fans in the United States.
Right in front of top. Top the Beliveau. He goes!
I always look at old films, and I always, in my mind, try to picture them playing in this day and age. Jean Beliveau would have dominated in this era with his brains and his skating ability and his size and his sportsmanship. He would have been probably a bigger star today than he was in the 50s.
For me, my idol was Jean Beliveau, because I was wearing number 4. I always wear number 4 when I was a kid, and I always thought I was Jean Beliveau on the ice because of his style, and was very graceful on the ice. Great skater, so I was trying to be him all the time.
He is the stuff that Hockey Night in Canada was made of. Jean Beliveau led the Montreal Canadiens to an unprecedented 5 straight Stanley Cups during their glory days in the 50s and 60s. He is hockey's original superstar that made him the highest paid player of his time. But there are a few things you won't see. You won't see him brawling or sitting out a season in a huff. And Gentleman Jean wasn't just hockey royalty. He was courted in the corridors of power and politics. As Belivau's father once told him, if you want success in life, give a little extra.
He was just like a machine. He knew when there was time to pass the puck. He knew when there was time to shoot the puck. He had everything figured.
Jean Beliveau was special from the time he was a junior hockey star in Quebec City to a senior hockey star to when he made his debut with the Montreal Canadiens. It's a little difficult for me to put into words, but you know, he was the kind of a guy that when he walked into the room, everybody stopped. And he's the same thing on the ice. He was just a special performer. I don't know if he got enough credit for the kind of a hockey player that he was. He was wonderful. Glenn Hall, the old goaltender, told me that he didn't get enough credit for being as good a player as he was. Jean had a terrific shot. He could do it all on the ice.
He played his entire National Hockey League career with the Montreal Canadiens and finished with 507 goals and 1,219 points in 1,125 regular season games, plus 176 points in the playoffs. He won the Hart Trophy twice, the Art Ross Trophy once, and the inaugural Conn Smythe Trophy in 1965. His sweater number 4 was retired on October 9, 1971. He won 10 Stanley Cups as a player, then added 7 more with the Canadiens as an executive, putting his name on the cup a record 17 times.
I was very fortunate to play at a time with great teammates, and we had great success.
Out of all the guys who were captains that lifted the Stanley Cup, for whatever reason, he's the guy that I always pictured lifting the Stanley Cup.
I tried to skate like him. I tried to make plays like him, but it didn't work all the time.
Up they come. Beliveau at center ice. He gets it over. It's cleared. Going right in and goal.
Me souviens qu'une fois, I remember one time I was playing on defense, and he said, Jean-Marc, give me the puck, and I'll go score a goal for you. So he took the puck, and with the agility he had, went and scored a goal. All the kids around him knew that he was going to become something special.
I played against Jean as junior when he was playing for Victoriaville. I knew he was going to be a great center. I mean, even the pants was too short for him. He was too big. And I said to myself, I said, if ever we break in the National Hockey League with Dickie Moore, Jean Beliveau, and myself, I hope that I play with Big Jean.
In recent years, Quebec City's Coliseum owed much to the box office appeal of Jean Beliveau, idol of French-Canadian fans, who helped draw a record 1 million attendance in the Quebec League in one season.
Well, I played against Jean when we were very young and a first-year junior, but Jean had a lot of talent. We have to admit it. I'd admit it now. I wouldn't admit it then. but he created a lot of activity around himself. Everybody was out to check him, so you'd always have 2 players running at him most of the time. I was working at the CPR, and I'll never forget, I used to sit at my desk and draft on a paper saying where I'm going to hit Jean. The people just loved him in Quebec. I mean, they worshipped him.
Jean and I, we used to make plays, and Jean, he used to tell me in French, boom, va-t'en plus loin, go that side, in English. But he was telling me that in French, so nobody could understand. And at the drop of the puck, I was got the puck breakaway.
My coach gave him my sweater, 12. I didn't appreciate. I was injured. I was up in the stands, and I said, "What the heck is this?" You know, so I'm really fuming over the incident. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, I had to watch the game with Jean playing, and guess what he does? He scores 3 goals. I go down to the dressing room, and Dick Irvin, he says, "Hey, Moore," he says, "you think you can wear that sweater now?"
It was a big night for the Beliveau-Geoffrion combination. Just 42 seconds after their tying goal, Geoffrion passes to Beliveau in a bullseye from 35 feet out to put Canadien into a 2-1 lead.
Jean, he was making plays just like drawing a picture. That's how smooth he was. Big, strong, never looked for a fight, never looked a body check. But don't kid yourself. If somebody give him one, Jean give it back. But he never looked for it.
I don't know. I kept him in the league. He scored quite a few goals against me, Gene did. When I saw Gene bearing down on me, I was nervous. There's no doubt about that. Every time he got the puck, I was nervous.
The game is over, and the Canadiens win the Stanley Cup for the 13th time.
Jean Beliveau accepted the Stanley Cup from Clarence Campbell, president of the National Hockey League.
I've always thought that a great hockey player or a great athlete is like a great artist. And a great artist has the tendency to be individualist. If you're a member of a team sport and you want to win, you got to play together. And that's what we did. And that's why we won all those Stanley Cups.
He was the first guy that was able to play the game elegantly without having to be rough, without having to fight. And the other guys like Bobby Hull and Gordie Howe and even Bobby Orr periodically would drop their gloves and get physical. And Jean Beliveau really never seemed to come to that. In a lot of ways, my play was more like his than anyone.
What made him special was not only what he won, but how he treated people who loved the game. Long after the last shift, he stayed an ambassador, showing up for community work and carrying the responsibility of the Canadiens with quiet dignity. Honors like the Order of Canada reflect that reach beyond the rink, but the best proof is in the stories fans tell about a handshake, a letter, or a few minutes of attention. What do you think of him as a person? Tell me in the comments below.
He answers every piece of mail that he receives personally. Do you have any idea what that means? I'm talking about thousands and thousands of letters. He responds to every telephone call he gets, personally. So whenever I say, Jean, what's new? Oh, I have the mail, you know, and it's a standard fare, go home to his lovely office in the basement, do the mail. His credo, and he has one, business credo and people credo, is always give people a little more than they expected.
And I had this one made for you.
If you wanted to know what Jean thinks about how to live one's life, give them a little more than they expected, underwhelm and overperform, and you'll always be on top of your game.
Jean educated himself. I can recall him on the trains, reading his books. We were out fooling around, he was reading his books.
Monsieur Beliveau.
Jean as a person, as a leader, he has all the qualities. He has the charisma, he carries himself so well.
In many cases, the great superstars, they're hockey players. And they're also good men, but they don't have anywhere near the profile that Jean's built for himself. He's so much more than a hockey player. That's the key. He's so much more the man than he is a hockey player.
I've always thought the game of hockey is the greatest game to play and the greatest game to watch. And to these days, every night when I go to bed at night, I thank God to have given me the talent to have a life in professional sport, to have a life with Canadian,